Hello everyone. In this video, I'm going to discuss about the blueprint for success. Once a global seminar was conducted on this title, Blueprint for Success, and what it brought out was winners do not do different things; they do things differently. This philosophy came as a counter to the belief winning is not everything, it is the only thing. This latter philosophy leads to us to a question: the integrity of people who believe it to be true. It gives a distorted meaning to the words killer instinct. If you ask a person on the street what is the meaning of killer instinct, most responses would be you have to win by hook or by crook. That is not killer instinct, that is pure dishonesty. To a good sportsman, killer instinct means you don't put in 100%, but you put in 200%. To win, we must cash in on our opponent's mistake. Not cashing in on an opponent's mistake is a mistake. However, playing foul to win is not a killer instinct, it is outright dishonesty. Unfair winning may give temporary success but certainly not fulfillment. The reality is that life is a competition and we have to compete. In fact, competition makes competitive people grow. The objective is to win, no question, but to win fairly, squarely, decently, and by the rules. Great people leave something behind. Winners recognize that no one can make it alone. Even though champions get the medals, they realize that there are many people behind their success, without whom it would not have been possible. Their teachers, parents, coaches, fans, and mentors. One can never fully repay those who have helped winners. The only way to show a little gratitude is by helping those who are following. Socrates taught Plato, Plato taught Aristotle, Aristotle taught Alexander the Great. Knowledge, had it not been passed along, would have died. Our great responsibility is to pass on legacy that the coming generation can be proud of. Change is inevitable. Whatever we like it or not, it is going to be there. We have had enough of the me generation and situational ethics which have led to the loss of strong commitment and communities. There is a sadness for getting caught rather than remorse for having done wrong. The survey of high school principals back in 1958 asked these questions: what are the main problems among your students? The answers were not doing homework, not respecting property, leaving the lights on and doors and windows open, throwing spitballs in the class, running through the halls. The same survey question was asked 30 years later in 1988. The answers were startlingly different. The problems of today's high school children are abortion, drugs, rapes, fear of violent death, murder, guns, knives, and so on. So, all values are not absolute. Values such as responsibility, integrity, commitment, and patriotism are considered old by some. These may be old values, but they are certainly not absolute. They have stood the test of time and will be there forever. These values have the same meaning in New York as in New Delhi or in Australia or in New Zealand. They are universal. I don't know of any time or cultures in history which does not respect these values. In any society, basic morality and injustice lead to despair. The greedy and inconsiderate who seek immoral pleasures must be stopped by those committed with the values. We have strayed in the process of change. Any society that has lost its moral bearing is heading for disaster because all failures in history have been moral failures. Once again, any society that has lost its moral bearing is heading for disaster because all failures in history have been moral failures. All failures in history have been moral failures. More than half a century ago, America was in the middle of the raging depressions. One third of our nation's wealth vanished in a matter of months. Manufacturing declined by 77%. One fourth of the labor force was left idle. Many cities could not afford to keep schools open. 20% of New York school children were malnourished. At one point, 34 million men, women, and children were without any income at all. Yet, in the depth of that hardship, with its soap chickens, bank closings, and hunger, Franklin Roosevelt could tell the nation in a radio address, "Our difficulties, thank God, concern only material things." Then what is goodness? If we took a survey asking people one question, "Are you good?" most people would respond, "Yes." Ask them, "What makes you good?" Response will probably be like, "I don't cheat, so I'm good. I don't lie, so that makes me good. I don't steal, so I'm good." If you analyze these rationals, there is not much substance in them. Just think of a person who says, "I don't cheat." Well, that only means that he is not a cheat. And the person who says they don't lie and steal only mean that they are not liars and thieves, but that does not make them good. A person becomes good when he actually does good rather than not doing wrong. A person of values would be one who has qualities such as fairness, compassion, courage, integrity, empathy, humility, loyalty, and courtesy. What makes a person with these qualities a good person? It is because these all are kind of people who are dependable, stand up for justice, help the needy, make life better for themselves and those around them. To recognize goodness in all its form, we need benchmarks and standards. Benchmarks can be ethical or legal or both. Ethical ones deal with the right and wrong and all the gray areas that are in between, leading to what is good and more good and what is bad and more bad. So, ethics or lack of it is evident in every profession. Greedy doctors do unnecessary procedures and surgery. Lawyers bend the truth. Parents and children alike tell white lies. Accountants and secretaries often falsify reports. When we cheat the people around us, most of all we are cheating ourselves. We are preparing ourselves to be cheated. Prosperity brings responsibility. We cannot build industry and infrastructures while destroying the morals and social fibers. The consequences of not following ethical behaviors are the same as not following legal behavior. Some people will never be ethical. They think they are taking the easy way. In reality, it is the tower way. Could you face yourself if you did not do the right things for your client? Could you brag to your kids and be proud and feel good? If you cannot, then that behavior is unethical. A sense of humor and pride in oneself keep a person on course. Why do not people achieve excellence if so? The big reason is the lack of vision or limited vision. We need to dream beyond what is possible. Everything that we see today was a dream before it became reality. like swimming in the water like a fish, it was a dream in the past. Flying like a bird in the sky was a dream in the past. Observing the world, visiting the world in virtual world with the help of internet was a dream, but now it's a reality. So connecting people from one part of the world to another point was a dream, but now it's reality. So live with enthusiasm, direction, and with a sense of purpose. Do you have a dream? What is your dream? Every day that you live, are you getting closer to your purpose, or you are just wandering just here and there? Get your advice from successful people in life and not from living failures. Failures, they always tell their failure stories who have abandoned or surrendered in the middle of their success journey. So do not listen their failure stories. Who will tell you how to succeed, just listen them. Where the vision is 1 year, cultivate flowers. When the vision is 10 years, cultivate trees. Where the vision is eternity, cultivate people. So remember, winners do not do different things, but they do things differently. Thank you. Have a good day.